season in style, and already they're snapping into the challenges here as Elliott Watt travels across the pitch. He lays it to Stephen O'Donnell, who's playing at right centre back, up towards Sparrow, who plays it first time forward. Scales stoops to head it into midfield. Engels plays it up into the air. Longello's underneath it, heads it down towards Just, who couldn't gather, and now it's with Alistair Johnson. What a timely boost his return has been for Celtic. His presence, his leadership and his ability at right back. After most of the season out with a hamstring injury, as Engels steals in and wins the ball in Motherwell's half. Now here comes Tunekti, and Engels is going to get the free kick after a brief advantage played by the referee John Beaton. And Pat Bonner is alongside me, the former Celtic goalkeeper, and Celtic with a good chance with a free kick here about 30 yards out central position.
Yeah, both teams trying to pass, but both teams also snapping into challenges and trying to win the ball back. The referee, that was good refereeing from John Beaton. He allowed the play just to go on a couple of seconds. No advantage to Celtic, and then he pulls it back. So the free kick for Celtic, what, about 40 yards from goal?
Yeah, very central, and McGregor's just going to knock it short to Austin Trusty, who is deep in Motherwell territory. Out to Johnston, now into Negrin, who plays it first time back to Trusty. Celtic with 6 straight wins in all competitions, 5 of them in the league, as they have timed their run nicely. Martin O'Neill's second spell this season. Liam Scales back to Sinisalo. Motherwell with just 1 win in their last 8 games. For all the excellence they've shown this season, shown signs of running out a bit of steam, other than that magnificent performance at Ibrox, which was that 1 win, 3-2, and Celtic fire that back to Sinisalo, and it's a bit of a risky pass because Maswanisi was,
yeah, it was
lurking there, but he couldn't quite get onto it.
It was, he got caught actually. He didn't think the ball was going to come to him, to Necti, and he just, a lazy pass back. He was lucky, just didn't overhit the pass and went back to Sinisalo.
Here's Eli Just, one of the players of the season, coming down the left wing for Motherwell. He's not got much support. He keeps the ball well though, as Motherwell love to do. Goes back to Elliott Watt, another of the players who made the Premiership team of the season, which was full of hearts and Motherwell players. Out to Sparrow now on this right hand side. He's moving towards the corner of the box, lays it back now to Fadinger, and Dyson Maida's come back to take it off him, but Motherwell pinched it back into the box for Fadinger, but Liam Scales steps across, gets a foot in, and then he's trying to shield it out here on this near side, and it will be a Celtic throw-in. Good defending from Liam Scales.
Yeah, listen, I did say before the game that I expected Celtic to be better at their counter-pressing. They've started off this game in that frame of mind, but Motherwell trying to build at times, and especially through those players in the middle of the pitch, especially Elliott Watt, who's really had a magnificent season this season.
Goes out to Emmanuel Longello. He plays it forward first time, and it'll take a bounce, and Owen Trusty put the head on it. It was going through to Sinisalo anyway, but they must have communicated there that Trusty was going to get a touch on it. No harm done.
Yeah, he was really unsure whether he was getting closed down at that point in time.
Celtic giving away the ball, Maida, as he tried to take it forward. Now it's with Ibrahim Said. He's got Sparrow up from right back. Sparrow trying to take on Tierney. Tierney takes a little challenge, and then he hooks it away for a throw-in to prevent the corner. Motherwell with a really strong start after 4 minutes, but it's goalless between Motherwell and Celtic.
Well, you know Motherwell have pushed their full-backs forward also. Sparrow down this right-hand side, Longello down the left-hand side, and they get into great positions.
Motherwell, the corner kick out to Elliott Watt, and he's going to curl it into the back post. Really dangerous ball, and that's a crucial touch from Austin Trusty, because Katrumbas and O'Donnell were coming round the back looking for a little nod in from a few yards out.
Yeah, a crucial touch, as you say, and he just got the finest of touches on it just to take it away, almost from the danger area, but a really good ball into the back post. And you're right, Stephen O'Donnell charging in, trying to get their head on it.
The only scenario where Celtic don't take it to the final day at home to Hearts is if they lose here tonight and Hearts win against Falkirk at Tynecastle. We'll keep you across that as things happen there. But Tuneki up the other end now for Celtic, twisting and turning, gets himself into the box, clips it into the area, it's over. Both Yang and Negrin. Goes out to the right hand corner of the box. Johnson for McGregor, he's completely closed down though. Really good pressing from Callum Slattery, and John Beaton does award the free kick, much to the fury of the home fans here.
Yeah, it was a call by the referee. Obviously the Motherwell fans are definitely not happy about it, because the free kick, if it didn't come, Motherwell were in a great position to counter-attack Celtic. Even though the ball is, about 30 yards from the Motherwell goal, all that space was there in front of Callum Slattery to drive forward with it.
So, Celtic free kick. Arne Engels is over it. He's been a much maligned figure since his move 2024-25 season, but the price that was paid. But there's no doubt his return from injury has helped Celtic's form improve and helped out Callum McGregor in that midfield area with his physicality. Now he's going to try and send in a dangerous ball to the Motherwell box. Here comes the Belgian, and he actually goes for goal, and it bounces and skims into the side net, and Ward had it covered.
Yeah, just he must have seen a little gap around that wall. He just didn't get enough bend on it, but it had Callum Ward scrambling for a minute.
Here's Sparrow as Motherwell look to play out. Celtic get their press on to Nicky, and Maida's in there, squeezes it back to O'Donnell, who's playing right centre half for Motherwell in a makeshift backline. No Paul McGinn, their captain, due to injury, and Stephen Welsh can't play against his parent club. Those would be the two first choice centre halves, but an interesting call to leave Liam Gordon out, a natural centre back for Johnny Katrumbis, who's a full back in a left centre half, and he's only just back from injury as well. The Australian is it's clipped out for Celtic throwing on the far side. The Motherwell fans want a foul, they're not going to get it. Longello was appealing for it, and now Alistair Johnson steaming down the right hand side, touches it into the box. The sliding challenge goes across, and it's cleared in the 6-yard box. Dyson Maida was lurking. Yang puts a challenge in, out for a Motherwell throw in.
Yeah, it was that diagonal ball from Callum Ward out to Longello, and Johnson had read it, and I don't think there was a free kick in it, to be perfectly honest. I think it was a challenge there for both of them to go and try and win the ball, and Johnson came out on top, and it just created an opportunity for Celtic.
Benjamin Negron was looking for a free kick there. He's not going to get it, and Motherwell are going to play out. So Liam Scales comes forward for Celtic. Martin Boyle has given Hibernian the lead at Ibrox, which is not what Motherwell want to hear. They have a 4-point lead in the start of proceedings over Hibs in the race for 4th place, and play each other at Easter Road on the final day. Here come Motherwell though. Callum Slattery charging forward. He's into the Celtic half. He's up to the edge of the box. Callum Slattery on challenge. He goes with the outside of the boot. Blocked. Comes back to him. He's facing away from goal. Rolls it to Fadinger. Fadinger has Sparrow. Corner of the area. Sparrow delays the cross. Gives it to Just outside the box. Clips it in. Headed away by Scales. Watt and Negron challenge for it. Bounces at the edge of the box and lashed away by Alistair Johnson.
Yeah, really good build-up from Motherwell. A lovely little ball played through to Callum Slattery, who was in between the lines, opened up, and he drove forward and allowed the opportunity, and he just couldn't get a shot away at the end and round about the edge of the 18-yard box, and Celtic just smothered him out. But it was really good. A lovely ball initially up from Callum Ward up to Just, who then was able then to control and pass in to Slattery. Really good play.
8.5 minutes played at Fir Park. It is Motherwell 0, Celtic 0 in this massive game in the title race, in the race for European football for Motherwell. Goalless between Hearts and Falkirk at Tynecastle, and as I mentioned, it is Rangers 0, Hibernian 1 at Ibrox. Scales into Tunecki on the halfway line. Challenge goes inside, comes out with the ball. Fadinger for Watts. Those two anchors of the Motherwell midfield look similar, play well together. They're never more than about 10 yards apart on the pitch, and Motherwell have the ball. Sparrow tries to bend one in for Maswanisi, but it's straight to Trusty. Trusty has to go back to Sinisalo under pressure from the league's top scorer, Tawanda Maswanisi.
Yeah, the two Motherwell players that you mentioned in the middle of the pitch, both of them are capable of taking the ball under pressure, and they sit there as a double pivot, and they're able to link the play then up to those almost 4 players who are higher up the pitch.
Austin Trusty with a ball at the back. All the Celtic fans now packed into the away end at Fir Park. Some of them were being held back behind a fence over the far side before kick-off, as they wondered what was going on, but I think it's probably just some crowd control to let them in a bit at a time, as Engels takes it in the centre circle under pressure, gets it away to Scales. Now Tierney, who scored 6 goals for Celtic this season, back to his best stuff the more the season goes on, as a big diagonal for Yang next to the corner flag. Longello has him marked, but he rolls the ball down the line for Johnson. Back to Yang, flag stays down, returns it to Johnston on the underlap. Sliding challenge from Eli Just, but Celtic win the corner. Yeah,
good play from Celtic this time, built it. Nice little bit of combination of passes down the left-hand side, and then the diagonal, just that switch across to Yang, then a 1v1 situation with Johnson supporting him. Good play.
10 goalless minutes passed at Fir Park, and it's been one of those games. It's been a bit frenetic, kind of. The atmosphere is electric. The amount that's at stake, both teams really up for it, and it's been a bit harum scarum. Celtic corner here. Kieran Tierney's going to take with a left foot in swinger, but there's a bit of a tussle in the box between, I think it's Slattery and Austin Trusty. Fadinger, I beg your pardon. Trusty, who lost his footing as that ball was being swung in, and now John Beaton is giving the lecture to both of them about pushing and pulling.
Yeah, he's in a great position, the referee, stepping back, seeing the whole picture, and of course Motherwell defending, trying to stop Celtic players from making runs.
Kieran Tierney, take two with the left foot in swinger. It's a high one into the 6-yard box. Trusty's header comes off scales. Trusty battling, claims for a handball by the Motherwell players, and John Beaton eventually blows the whistle and gives the free kick to Motherwell.
Yeah, there was a little shout for a handball. I'm not sure if there's any much to it, but yeah, both players, as I say, grappling, trying to get advantage, and the referee gives the free kick to Motherwell.
Ward, 17 clean sheets this season in the Premiership. Outstanding campaign from Motherwell's number one, but the whole back line have played their part in that outstanding defensive records. Only Hearts have conceded fewer, and no one has conceded fewer in home games this season. Well, Motherwell, it's only 10, and there's a slip from Trusty. Maswanisi goes after it, but Trusty bailed out by Liam Scales, who was really alert and knocks it back to Viljami Sinisalo.
Yeah, it was important that he was on the cover there, because Trusty was gone. It was a great turn from Maswanisi, and just he left him for dead, and the ball was there for Scales just to get across in time to intercept.
Motherwell playing out from the goalkeeper to Katrumbas. Now it's Longello, whose double goal salvo at Ibrox took him to 6 in the Premiership for the season. Another outstanding signing by those at Fir Park for this season. Here's Scales, fires it out to Tenekti. First time pass on the underlapping Tierney. Tierney left hand side of the box, doesn't have room for a cross, has to go back to Tenekti. Tenekti forced all the way back to Scales, and Celtic will start again as Scales swipes it with the outside of the boot across to Trusty, and then Longello straight on Yang's touch, but can only knock it out for a Celtic throw-in 10 yards into Motherwell's half. And just interesting, those two left footers at the back for Celtic. Probably not the ideal balance for them, but of course Carter Vickers been out since October.
Yeah, that was the case when they had two right footers also, and I've always liked a right and a left footer in those positions, because there's a chance.
So over the top from Maswanisi, he's going to go after this. It's going out wide towards the touchline. He's going to get there, and it's a sliding challenge from Scales, comes in, and it looked like he won the ball. Difficult to see from here. The view's slightly obscured of the near touchline for us here in the main stand, but he went flying in. Linesman and the referee were happy with it. Motherwell throw in.
Yeah, Maswanisi was well away, lots of space that he found himself in, and I thought he could have got to the ball a little bit quicker and would have given Scales a problem. Allow Scales just to close him down.
Tenekti under pressure ends up knocking that out for a Motherwell throw just inside the Celtic half, taken quickly, and it's back with Stephen O'Donnell, another player who's just had such a lease of life this season under Jens Bertalascu. Some excellent signings, but also just the revitalising of players late in their careers, playing a attractive brand of football, but most importantly getting results to go with it.
He seems to be enjoying his football, doesn't he, Stephen? He's been around the game for a long time, and when you're playing in a team and doing so well as he's doing, you must be really enjoying that type of style of football.
Motherwell back to Katrumbas. He's going to switch it with the right foot. It's a really good switch across to Sparrow, the right back, and Stephen O'Donnell. Sign of a well-coached team that Sparrow can fill in at right back, more of a forward player, wing back in at right back as they play some neat stuff, but then sides ball for Sparrow is given away, and then Maeda turns inside in the sliding challenge from Fadinger, and it's back with Katrumbas. Motherwell advancing towards Celtic's half through Johnny Katrumbas. He stops and goes back to Elliot Watt, and then he spots Sparrow in a lot of space on the right hand side. A wonderful ball Sparrow controls it into Slattery. Slattery to Fadinger. Fadinger on the edge of the box. He's into the area. Fadinger lays it to side. Side it cuts it across to Just. Can't control it. Slattery with an effort which is sliced wide of Sinisalo's post, but Motherwell with a bit between their teeth.
Yeah, just opening up the play. That ball cross to Sparrow, who had pushed right up on the right hand side. We talked about the fullbacks and the role that he played. Oh my word!
Sinisalo, he took that right in between his own posts and then turned on his own line. Looked like he was going to walk it in.
He turned backwards, and that to me he was lucky that he kind of knew where he was. Even if he miscontrolled it, he was going to be in trouble, but he got out of it.
Longelo down the left of Celtic's box. Here it comes, delivered by Slattery, headed away by Tierney, and it is the home side Motherwell who are asking a lot of the questions right now, rather than title chasing Celtic. Motherwell 0, Celtic 0 though. Live on BBC Radio Scotland Extra after 16 minutes. Goalless between Hearts and Falkirk at Tynecastle as well. Hibernian leading in Ibrox as it's a poor header from Trusty on the edge of his own box. Maswanisi's onto him, and Callum McGregor this time bails out Austin Trusty, who's had a bit of an unconvincing start, given away though by Celtic to Longelo. It's all Motherwell in the last couple of minutes. Longelo into the box, step over, and his cross is cleared by Engels. And now it's back with Watt, but Motherwell with everyone in Celtic's half trying to hem the champions in. Sparrow controls on the right hand side, nudges it to Slattery. Slattery into Watt, and he plays it first time for Sparrow. Excellent touch, keeps it in, delivers the ball. Sinisalo stranded, and Maswanisi went up. The volley for Watt. Oh, it's in! Elliot Watt scored a beauty! And the first twist on this night of nights in the title race has come at Fir Park as Elliot Watt puts a sumptuous volley beyond Viljami Sinisalo, and it is Motherwell 1, Celtic 0.
Yeah, incredibly in that period, probably about 5 to 10 minutes there. Motherwell dominating, pinning Celtic back. Celtic really uneasy, a couple of silly mistakes, giving the ball away. But what a take from as it was Sparrow down the right hand side when he cut it back. And the ball eventually came out to the edge of the box, and Elliot Watt, I think it took a little nick off Trusty. It was a good header from Trusty initially, and then when he sticks out a leg, I think it just took a nick and deceived Sinisalo in the goal. That's the only thing I can think of, because I think he should have been saving it.
Let's get to Brian McLaughlin again to tell us how that went down at Tynecastle.
It's the biggest cheer of the night so far here at Tynecastle. That Motherwell goal coming through. It's been a great start for Falkirk though. They had the ball in the back of the net after just 6 minutes. A wonderful finish by Calvin Miller, but the flag was up for offside. They've been the dominant side so far. Hearts really have not had a foothold in the game, but when the news of that goal came through, the stadium erupted. Still 0-0 here at Tynecastle though. Hearts with plenty of work to do. 18 minutes played, Thomas.
I wonder if that jolt will get Hearts into life at Tynecastle. It's Celtic have it all to do here. They're going to have to come from behind again, as they did in the derby on Sunday. Motherwell, just such a brilliantly coached side. They've got players playing out of position, some of their key men missing. It just doesn't affect them in the way you might expect. Everyone knows their jobs, everyone knows their roles. Plenty to go in this game, but Elliot Watt has given them the leads. And as we know, if they win this game, they will seal fourth place regardless of what Hibernian do, and that will be a place in Conference League qualification for next season. As now the foul is given in Motherwell's favour on the edge of their own box here. It was Liam Scales who went in trying to make the challenge, and well, just listen to Fir Park. The punters here have just loved watching their team this season. A special campaign, and they are right up for this, as are the players on the pitch. What a goal that was from Elliot Watt. As Packy says, Sinisalo didn't cover himself in glory, but it may have taken a nick. He was perhaps unsighted, and it went beyond him, and now it's Motherwell on the front foot again. Sparrow coming down the right, Celtic trying to smother him. Goes to Fadinger, back to Sparrow. Sparrow down the line for Side, who runs across. Side looking for room to cross. Still got the ball and gives it back up the line to Sparrow. Now it's O'Donnell. Motherwell advanced in the Celtic half, but good pressure from the Celtic front three, and it goes back to Callum Ward, who's comfortable playing 40 yards out of his own goal. Challenge from Eli Just into Engels, and he feels Just come in and helps it to Scales, who helps it to Trusty. And Celtic need to try and get a foot on the ball, but it's so hard to do when Motherwell are pressing the life out of you. As Scales then bobbles one back to Sinisalo, and they just need to regain a bit of composure, Celtic. It's easier said than done right now, as Scales plays it forwards, headed by Watt, bounces over Callum McGregor, he regathers himself and knocks it to Scales, and he just says to Liam Scales, Callum McGregor, a little calm down gesture. Celtic perhaps just need to take the sting out of the game for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, they just got to get a hold of it and try and progress up the pitch. It's fine passing it there, so on, but they've got to get it into those forward positions also. But yeah, take the sting out of it with a purpose.
So Hearts, as it stands, with a 2-point lead at the top of the Premiership. It's Longello has it for Motherwell. He's challenged by Yang. It's going to be a Motherwell throw-in, 7 or 8 yards into the Celtic half. Celtic not really created anything of note. The Engels free kick into the side net was as good as it got for them. Yeah,
down this right-hand side, obviously with Tenecti coming back into the team, you know, the bit that he's not brilliant at is the defensive side. So he's been asked to really do with Syed going on the inside, taking Tierney in there. He's got a job to do on Sparrow, and I'm not sure if he's capable of doing it.
Motherwell free kick rolled to Fadinger. Fadinger looking for Sparrow. He's the outball all the time for Motherwell on this near side, involved in the build-up to the goal. As Motherwell 1, Celtic 0 after 22 minutes at Fir Park. If you're just joining us on BBC Radio Scotland, Eli Just up to the edge of the box, battling with Yang, who's done really well, and then Celtic giving it away on the edge of their own box. Longello straight on it, his crosses cannons off Callum McGregor and back to Katrumbis.
They're giving it away because they're getting pressed, and here's an opportunity for
Sparrow at the back post, but it's overhead behind for a Celtic goal kick.
And that's what I was saying, they're hitting that diagonal out to him. He's getting himself so high up down this right-hand side, and Tierney pulled in there, and Tenecti is not getting an opportunity to get on the ball in the area where he wants to get on it, higher up the pitch, and so far he's been asked to do all his work defensively.
Sinisalo clips the ball towards Yang, but it's a poor pass, under hit. Katrumbis chests it to Longello. Longello hits the deck looking for a free kick, and he eventually gets it, and everything going Motherwell's way at the moment. Celtic can barely get out of their own half. Statement first 23 minutes from Motherwell. We shouldn't be surprised as O'Donnell feeds it into the middle of the pitch. Lovely first time pass from Watt to Said, and now Celtic win it. Tenecti can't find a teammate though. O'Donnell, Watt in his own half, back to Katrumbis, into Fadinger in the centre circle, back to Johnny Katrumbis.
Motherwell's moving the ball really well, and you know, Celtic started off the game quite good. Counter pressing was much better than I've seen them in the past, but because Motherwell is moving, getting pass move, they can't get close to them.
Here is Sparrow again on the byline. He digs out the cross, but it goes into the side netting, and it's behind for a corner. Actually, it's taken a nick, so Motherwell have the corner, and Celtic struggling to get out of their own territory. Motherwell on the hunt for a second goal here at Fir Park. They lead by 1. Celtic need to come up with some answers. They managed it on Sunday after going behind in the derby, but it wasn't as if Rangers were outplaying them to this extent.
Motherwell so well drilled. You know, you watch their warm-up, they do it in the warm-up, now they're doing it in the game, and everybody knows exactly what they should be doing.
And here is Eli Just as they work a short corner. They've opted to keep possession. It's out to Watt and Fadinger. Here's Watt, flips it down the side of the box. Sparrow takes it in, and then back to Just wriggling in the field. Challenge from Scales, bobbles for Fadinger, and then it's across to Longello sending in early. Ibrahim Said has made the run, and it just skips off the turf and into the gloves of Viliami Sinisalo. Celtic relieved, the fans behind the goal, and the away end rather subdued as Celtic just play it out and try and get some territory. Maeda's going to attempt to press the goalkeeper Ward here, who gets it away to Katrumbas. His spinning pass high in the sky, bounces away from Slattery and McGregor. Scales helps it for Tonetki, but he's under severe pressure from Sparrow. Tonetki battling, and he's done well here. Sebastian Tonetki, he's over halfway, and he's looking for the pass to Nygren. It breaks for the Swede. Nygren, he's got Tonetki to his left again, find him. It's Sebastian Tonetki, cuts it across. Oh, it's such a poor ball. It's such a poor ball from Sebastian Tonetki. He could have shot, he could have rolled it along the grass. He's played it through the air behind all of his teammates. It's out for a throw-in.
Oh, he's got to shoot. He's got to shoot. The ball's played into his path from Nygren. And the goal sort of almost opens up. He's not that wide, he's probably about 7 or 8 yards out, but the angle is perfect to hit that ball straight across the goalkeeper, force the goalkeeper into a save, and then you've got players arriving in.
Sparrow curls it in, header from Maswanise, never caught hold of it. It was going wide anyway before Sinisalo grabbed it. 1-0 Motherwell. Sebastian Tonetki, that just has to be a player that's not coursing with confidence. 5 goals this season, only 2 in the Premiership. You're just expecting him to just have a go, and even the rebound might fall to a teammate.
Absolutely, he's got to do it. There is no question about it. From the angle that I'm on here, that is on strike it right across the goalkeeper. He's not wide enough to think about a cutback, and then when he does have the cutback, it's sort of almost to nobody, and big chance gone for Celtic to get back into this game.
And the first really good one they've had, Celtic, after nearly 27 minutes at Fir Park. It is Motherwell 1, Celtic 0, Hearts 0, Falkirk 0. So Hearts taking a 2-point lead to Celtic Park as we stand, but still so much time left as Motherwell just work it so calmly along the back line to Longello. Is such a good ball carrier, and he surges into Celtic's half, gives it to Maswanise, who plays it in behind for Longello to chase, but Johnston is equally as quick, wins the race and gives it to Sinisalo, who fires it into McGregor. And Sinisalo's just trying to say to everyone, calm it down. I think he needs to also calm down as well, because it was a bit of a bobbly pass into McGregor. But Jan controls this, switch of play on the right hand side, he stops and waits, and there's a groan from the away end.
Yeah, he's got to go. He's got the ball in the area that he wants it, high up the pitch, and he's got to go and take it on 1v1.
Tonetki, he's caught late there by Ibrahim Said, and Celtic get the free kick. But it was Cal McGregor uncharacteristically playing a pass through that was easily picked off by Said initially. Chance for Celtic to just get their breath. It's been frantic, and Motherwell will be excellent. Good value for their lead.
Yeah, very good. I've got to say, we're not surprised, are we? Because they're relaxed, they're passing, they're moving, and they're making Celtic work really hard to close them down.
Nygren gives it to Engels, who flops to the turf, and Motherwell get the free kick, and I think it's deemed to be a flop to the ground, a bit of simulation. According to John Beaton, Arnie Engels is not pleased, neither's Nygren, and the Motherwell fans are delighted. And well, it's one of those, to be fair to Engels, he probably didn't need to go down, but at the same time the referees usually give that. And Sparrow strokes it back down the line to O'Donnell. Ward, short ball into Elliott Watt, and then it's forward by O'Donnell. Tierney's header, and McGregor tried to help it on its way, but it falls for Eli just now. It's Slattery, and Sparrow is free on the right again. Tierney comes across this time to meet him. Tonetki working the way back, but Motherwell have it. Slattery with a switch, and they just keep moving it side to side. Longello and Sparrow always up in support.
But that diagonal pass, just you take about 4 or 5 players out, which is perfect, instead of having 2 or 3 passes, and it's there, and in the space, you're exploiting space on the opposite side of the pitch. Brilliant.
So Motherwell leading by a goal to nil. Celtic throw in their own half as Motherwell, a bit of slack play there on the far side, wasn't much room to work with, but it's one of the few times Motherwell have been slack in this opening half hour. They lead by a goal to nil. Elliott Watt's brilliant strike from the edge of the box. 17 minutes is the difference, and Celtic really in a lot of bother here. Could get worse if Hearts were to score at Tynecastle against Falkirk. As it stands, it's 0-0 there. Scales over to Tierney. Still an hour plus of this game to play, though, and Celtic will not panic. They're far too experienced for that. As Trusty crosses the threshold of Motherwell territory. Out to Yang, who has been Well, there has been a goal at Tynecastle. Brian McLaughlin.
And it's come from the home side. Hearts now leading by 1-0. A corner swung in from the left hand side. There was Frankie Kent all alone, 6 yards out to bullet the ball home. Hearts are on the cusp of a title win. They lead Falkirk by 1-0.
Incredible. Hearts champions as it stands. Celtic trailing 1-0 here at Fir Park. And the set piece kings strike again. Frankie Kent stepping in for Craig Halkett, powering one in. Celtic with it all to do here as Tunetke takes, gives it to Nygren. Engels makes the forward run, Nygren holds it in. Nygren moving towards the edge of the box, under pressure, squeezes it back to Tunetke in midfield. Now it's Johnston, out to Yang. He's been a bit of a spectator so far, but he's taking on Longello, goes inside him, then the outside pass to Johnston, dummies the cross, delays, Johnston, edge of the box, Engels low strike, was weak and cleared away by Elliot Watt. Back to McGregor, who finds Trusty, and Celtic will try and build some pressure. Tierney on the left touch line. He's asking for movement from Tunetke, he was just standing behind side.
And he needs a midfielder also to come and show for him properly. And that's the difference between we do Motherwell and Celtic. Just the movement off the ball is really, really good for Motherwell, and Celtic just laboured a little bit.
McGregor sends one forward, Engels challenges, but won by Sparrow. Motherwell go back to Callum Ward, the goalkeeper. Wards sends it onto the head of Slattery, heads it for Sparrow, who's been outstanding at right back for Motherwell in this first 32 minutes nearly. Johnston's header forward, no one in a Celtic jersey able to pick up the seconds. It goes back all the way to Ward. Now Katrumbis in his own box feeds Longello as the free man in the left back area into Watt, who then sends it forward first time. Trusty battling with Maswanise, and the strikers won it, but then Trusty takes it off him as he tried to settle himself on the ball. Maswanise, now it's bobbling about, and neither Nygren nor Trusty can win it. Maswanise with a good work rate back there, and now Motherwell can counter here. Slattery, he's got side to his right, he's got Just making the run through the middle. Slattery to the edge of the box, and it's in front of Tawanda Maswanise, who wasn't ready for the ball. He was kind of jogging, didn't expect the pass to come in front of him, and Celtic get away with that one.
Yeah, the other thing that's noticeable for Motherwell is when they do win the ball, they look forward very, very quickly, and players are driving into the space.
Yang went down there under the challenge of Longello, and John Beaton has no option but to stop the game for a head injury, which Motherwell are furious about because they feel they had a good attacking opportunity there, and Yang now pops to his feet, which is not going to endear himself to the Motherwell fans, but he's having a little go back at Longello, and the referee John Beaton have to get in between the middle of them, and we can take a little breath as John Beaton now is getting a little word in his ear, but I think he's just to say that it was all accidental and it's going to be a bounce ball here. Motherwell were in possession, so Motherwell fans right up for this one. They're on the cusp of European football, which having been in the bottom six for the last 2 seasons, be a remarkable turnaround. Invested the Lennon Miller money so wisely, probably most of all in getting the manager they've got in, Jens Bertolascu, a man in demand. Straight batted reports linking him with Toulouse, which emerged today, and I'm sure there'll be lots of Celtic fans watching Motherwell again thinking he could do a job in our dugout next season, and that's for another day. Right now Celtic's task is to get back into this game. They are trailing by a goal to nil after 34 minutes. Meanwhile, Hearts are beating Falkirk 1-0 at Tynecastle. Hearts are going to be champions for the first time in 66 years as it stands. Still an awful lot of football to be played as Yang carries in field, trying to bring Celtic to life. He doesn't have any forward options, has to go back, and it's between the centre halves all the way to Sinisalo, who pops it to Scales. Scales back to Sinisalo, and Celtic just don't have the same sort of rotations and movement at the moment that Motherwell will show when they're on the ball. Scales feeds Tunetke, that's a brilliant pass though. Tunetke into Dyson Maida with a left foot, and he's dragged it across the face and wide of the far post. Dyson Maida, he's hit and miss, that time it was miss. And there's been another goal at Tynecastle, Brian McLaughlin.
And it's a second goal for Hearts. This time it's Cammy Devlin who's the scorer. The ball was played into the box. I think it was Braga initially who had the effort, it was blocked, but it fell right into the path of Cammy Devlin, 8 yards out, took a deflection on the way, but it was certainly beyond Hogarth and into the roof of the net. This Tynecastle crowd has erupted once again. It's now Harman Lothian 2, Falkirk 0.
Fans in tears already at Tynecastle. It could be a night to end all nights in Gorgie. Celtic can do something about that. Dyson Maeda in such a rich vein of form since the split. It was a difficult angle, Taki, that was kind of against him. He took it with the left foot, drags it wide.
To be honest, that's where, you know, we question Maeda at times. Hit the target, at least hit the target from that angle. He doesn't, but it was a good opportunity, good play, brilliant ball from Scales into Ingles, who played him through, and that's the kind of pass and that's the kind of movement that Celtic need to be doing more of.
Stephen O'Donnell goes back to Callum Ward, his goalkeeper, with that free kick into the feet of Elliot Watt. Fadiger next to him. Motherwell go long to Maswanise, touch back the way, comes off Yang, and Yang gets in front of Longello but can't control it, goes for Katrumbis. Now Watt out to Longello in his own half. Longello back to Callum Ward's lets Maeda continue his run and dummies, and then strokes the ball beautifully up to Eli just on the halfway line. It is liquid football really at times from Motherwell.
Yeah, good vision from Callum Ward, and again I talked to you about finding space.
Here's Sparrow, right hand side, curls in towards the penalty spot where Austin Trusty is stationed to clear. Headed forward by Elliot Watt, controlled by Tom Sparrow. Back to Fadinger for O'Donnell, and across to Katrumbis. Long ball, but neither side or Maswanise made the run and behind. It goes through to Sinisalawa. You think Jens Bertil ask you that the value you'll have put on some of these Motherwell players as well. Callum Ward, another one. Most clean sheets in the Premiership, some outstanding saves, but with the ball at his feet, he's really superb. As Celtic desperate to look for a way back into this game. We're 8 minutes plus stoppages from the break, and they trail by a goal to nil. Hearts 2-0 up and seemingly going to win that game against Falkirk. And it's down to what Celtic really can do here, unless a depleted Falkirk can produce something unlikely in the storm of Tynecastle. McGregor finds Scales up to halfway into Tierney, but space shut down immediately, and Motherwell just giving Celtic no time. It breaks for Engels though. Engels gives it to McGregor into the centre circle for Trusty. Advantage being played here to Celtic after Engels was fouled. Now it's Johnston to Yang, up against Longello, comes inside, going across the box. Yang into the area, and then his little pass is booted away by Motherwell out for a Celtic throw on the far side. Yeah,
I just like to see Yang maybe go to the byline the odd time. Every time he's had the ball so far, he's cut on the inside. Just mix it up a little bit more.
Yes, as if he doesn't fancy himself against Longello for pace, and he is quick. And as Yang picks up in an inside position again, good feet from Yang, lays it to Nygren, tried to play into the box as he was in the D, takes a deflection and breaks for Maswanise too quick for McGregor. He's up to the halfway line to Wanda Maswanise, going away from Scales, and Trusty gets his body in front, and Maswanise's looking for the foul. That was definitely not a foul, and John Beaton wags the finger. It was just good defending from Austin Trusty.
Yeah, I just thought he did, maybe he could have got that ball away, that pass away to who was up on his left hand side, because he did really, really well to skip two tackles.
Here's Liam Scales, Callum McGregor, and now it's Trusty. Motherwell just one win in their last 8, as we mentioned. It was at Ibrox against Rangers, a scintillating performance, and they produced a first 39 minutes of equal quality here at home, where they have been unbelievable all season. Only Falkirk have come here and won. They've done it twice. No one else has won here in the league this season. As McGregor goes across the Scales to Tierney to Tenetke, but it runs too far for Tenetke, and O'Donnell plays it out near the corner flag for a throw into Celtic. A goal before half-time would be huge for Celtic.
Yeah, I look at Celtic and it's almost like as if everybody knows how they're going to pass it, where they're going to pass to, and it's easy to read. Motherwell is a little bit more dynamic in their movement.
It's hard to overstate the difference in costs and budgets of, I know it can be tedious to talk about that at times, but think of the cost of the Celtic squad and wages and fees compared to Motherwell's, and the way they're both playing right now. It's Quite incredible as Eli just surges forward down the left as Motherwell search for their second goal. Across to Slattery. Slattery dummies the shot, goes inside McGregor, who got a toe on it. Important challenge, and Yang follows up, and Celtic can break here. Tanecki. Can Tanecki make the most of this as he crosses halfway? But Tom Sparrow, ferocious work rate, and Tanecki just didn't have the confidence, but he's held onto it well and given it to Yang. Yang coming up to the edge of the box. What a sliding challenge, but it falls for Maida. It's Dyson Maida. It's 1-1. Dyson Maida buries it across Ward into the far corner, and Celtic are far from done yet. And it is Dyson Maida, the man for Celtic once again. His 6th goal in 4 post-split games. It is Motherwell 1, Celtic 1.
Yeah, well, he got a lucky break because a tackle came in on Yang and the ball ricocheted to him inside the box. And this time, unlike the last time, he picks a spot off the post, cross the goalkeeper, exactly what I talked about, and the back of the net. Celtic back in this game.
Incredible. It was almost such a similar chance to the one he put past the far post, as Packy says, and this time it clips the inside of the post, and Celtic have life in this game. And now how do Motherwell respond, because that's a sickener for them. O'Donnell takes Maeda, and you can hear the Celtic fans behind the other goal now. What a night of drama it's been already. 41 minutes on the clock at Fir Park. Tynecastle Hearts 2-0 up on Falkirk. Slattery dispossessed by Tierney, who's kept it in on the touchline. Now he feeds Nygren. Nygren with good feet returns it to Tierney. Tierney left hand side of the box into the area. Comes off the arm of O'Donnell, but they were kind of tucked into the side of his body. We'll have a look at that. There wasn't a huge amount of appeals, kind of half appeal from Tierney as McGregor battles in midfield, and he's given away the free kick for a high boot.
Yeah, I don't think it was a penalty. I think Stephen O'Donnell did exactly what a defender should do. Held his arm down on the side. Yes, it might have come off his hand, but I don't think there's anything in that. They're not even checking, I don't think.
No, they're happy with it, and his arms were tucked in. Stephen O'Donnell kind of just hit off, maybe even hit off the midriff, or if it did hit off the arm, there was no separation between his arm and his body. Celtic back on level terms, and at the moment Hearts are going to take 3-point leads to Celtic Park on the final day with a 5 better goal difference, but again, still so much football to be played, including 2.5 minutes plus stoppages of this first half. And now Tierney down the line for Tanecki. He's going to keep that in, the Tunisian. Tanecki back onto the right foot, gives it to the edge of the box. Engels first time to Tierney. Tierney back to Scales. Celtic keeping this move alive, but no obvious opening as Motherwell keep it compact. Trusty to McGregor. Nygren drops in and then moves back towards the penalty area. Johnson on the right touchline finds Yang inside. Now Nygren going towards the edge of the box. Strike blocked by Fanninger. Good sliding challenge from the Austrian.
Yeah, good spell for Celtic. They're dominating just possession for this last probably 4 or 5 minutes since the goal, and they needed that goal. They definitely needed it to just get back into the game and give them something, because if Motherwell had a go and scored that second goal, I think they would have really struggled to get something out of this game, but that gives them a real lifeline.
Tilo Asgard is levelled for Rangers against Hibernian, who earlier went in front through Martin Boyle. 1-1 there, which is a goal that Motherwell fans will be cheering, because if the results stay like this, they will take a 4-point lead to Easter Road on the final day, which means 4th place in Conference League football would be secured. But they would love to finish the job themselves with a win. They got themselves in front through Elliot Watt, but Celtic, that man, Dyson Maeda, brought them back level. We're into the final minute before the 4th official puts up the board for stoppages in the first half at Fir Park. McGregor looking for Maida behind. Ward comes a long way and he runs into Maida, and there's an empty net, and it's come off the bar from Engels and drops for Katrumbis. And John Beaton, I don't think, has blown the whistle. Both Ward and Maida are in a heap, in a bit of pain, and John Beaton has now stopped play. But I don't think he'd blown the whistle before that came off the crossbar from Engels.
Absolutely not. Engels should have scored. He's got to score. Ball comes to him. All he's got to do, and he did lift it over the goalkeeper. comes off the crossbar, but just a deft touch he needed, and just give a little bit too much in it. But the ball's played over the top. Maeda's in again. He's almost gone backwards with the goalkeeper coming out, and the goalkeeper gets. Did he punch it or did he try to catch it? I'm not 100% sure, but certainly.
So 1 additional minute at the end of this first half. It is 1-1, and Varov had a look and checked that it was a fair challenge between Maida and Ward got the ball, and on Engels, I've been thinking he should have scored there and put Celtic 2-1 up.
Yeah, he's got to score. For me, it's such an open goal, big chance for him.
Back with Ward now, as he clips it over to Longello in left back. Brilliant touch on the chest from Longello, plays it inside, Justice onto it, and he hammers it forward first time. Tierney's header bounces in front of Engels and in front of Elliott Watt, who is able to keep things under control for Motherwell. Slattery now to O'Donnell, and just about played the 1 additional minute here. And it's up to Ibrahim's side trying to look for Sparrow. Challenge from Scales, drops back to side, and there is the half-time whistle. Well, Celtic were in a whole lot of bother after 17 minutes when Elliott Watt volleyed past Sinisalo, but Dyson Maida has levelled. It is 1-1 at the break. Let's hand to Liam McLeod at Tynecastle.
It's played out to this near side for Spittle, who gets it in behind Donaldson. Braga chasing it. Got a little fistful of Braga's shirt. It's half-time at Fir Park. It's 1-1 there. As Donaldson slides in and Braga puts it out for a throw-in. Hearts 2-0 up in first half stoppage time here, Alan.
Yeah, and that's a ball. That is a ball down the line there. Donaldson he's a good defender, not blessed with electric pace, and that's the ball outside him, down the line. Braga's onto it, gets Hearts up the park, and that'll probably see us about half-time.
It's with Milne to Spittle. Looks up, whips the ball in. It's a decent ball in by Spittle, but it's beaten Shanklin and sails behind for the goal kick. And that will probably be the last action of the first half here. Falkirk began it well, and the ball in the net through Calvin Miller. As Nick Walsh brings to an end the opening 45 minutes, plus the one that was added. Miller's goal ruled out for a marginal offside decision, a let-off for Hearts that. They didn't start well in those opening 10-15 minutes, but when they did, they were all over Falkirk like a rash, and they get their 2 goals. Kizaridis with the corner, and a bullet header from Frankie Kent gave them the lead. That after Celtic had gone behind at Fir Park against Motherwell through that Elliott Watt goal. Hearts made it 2, with Celtic trailing in Lanarkshire. Cammy Devlin's deflected shot looped past Hogarth to put Hearts in a seriously strong position tonight. And they're just trying to do their business, get the 3 points, and what will be at Fir Park, where at the interval there it is all square at 1-1. But here at Tynecastle, Hearts are doing their bit. They are well on their way to 3 more points, which would take them on to the 80-point mark at the top of the table. And as it stands, Celtic would need a pretty handsome win over Hearts to retain their title. It is advantage to the maroon and white half of the capital. Heart of Midlothian 2, Falkirk 0 at the break.
The Scottish Premiership.
Live on Sports Sound.
Scottish football lives here.
On BBC Radio Scotland.
You're listening to Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland with me, Kenny McIntyre. Another truly remarkable night in Scottish football. Welcome to listeners who've been tuned into the commentary from Tynecastle. So half-time scores: Hearts 2, Falkirk 0. The goals coming there. First of all, what a bullet header it was, you'd have to say, from Frankie Kent, followed up by Cammy Devlin. So 29 and 34 minutes, 2-0 to the home side there after a bright start from Falkirk. Motherwell 1, Celtic 1. Elliott Watt on 17 minutes. The man of the moment, Dyson Maida, with equaliser 4 minutes before the break. And at Ibrox, Rangers 1, Hibs 1. Martin Boyle with opening goal on 5. Theo Asgard with equaliser on 41 minutes. So let's then look at the live Premiership table as things stand ahead of Saturday's final round of fixtures. Hearts top, 80 points. Celtic, 77 points. Hearts with a better goal difference of 5. So as things stand, Celtic would need to beat Hearts by 3 goals at Celtic Park at 12:30 on Saturday. Of course, all the action on Saturday on Sports, and we're on air from 11:30. It's going to be dramatic, no doubt at all about that. Let's then get a bit more detail on tonight's game. Just to give the guys a wee break at the commentary matches. I'm joined in the studio this evening by Ryan Stevenson, Darren O'Dea and Tom Inglis. First of all, to you, Ryan, your thoughts on that Hearts performance in the first half?
First 10-15 minutes, I think we could just see the nerves of absolutely everyone. I think you could tell the players were nervous. Falkirk started really brightly, really well on the front foot. Hearts were making bad passes, needless passes into the wrong areas, taking touches when they probably shouldn't have, but somehow found their way back into it. The set pieces have been so big for Hearts this year, and again, I said it just before the game started, that every player that's stepped in, when they've been asked to step in, they've always answered the question. And Frankie Kent, what a header. Great ball in, I think it was from Kizaridis. Great corner, and Frankie Kent, just that determination, just that will to get his head on it. And a great goal, and ever since then, you know, they just look as if they're going on and on and on. Good goal from Cammy Devlin. Bit of a luck with the deflection, don't know whether it went in or not, but he was there to have the strike on goal, and they'll now go in at half time 2-0 up, and I'm pretty sure Derek McInnes will be in there saying, listen, we need to go out in the second half, and can we get another couple of goals just to make, if it does finish 1-1 at Fir Park, that we give ourselves the best possible chance of going there on Saturday and getting the result that we need.
Yeah, one of the Hearts fans that joined us would know that Braga and of course Shanklin in teams of the year and the shortlist for player of the year. And he did mention, I said to him, what about some unsung heroes? And Frankie Kent was actually one of the guys he mentioned.
Heroes,
yeah, when he came in. And actually, we saw that togetherness of unity when the players were over and lifted up the shirts of Leonard and Halkett there in the touchline. There is something, we spoke on the word synergy, there's something special going on at Hearts right now, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. I done a column this week, and that was what my full column was on, was every team has superstars. Braga, Shanklin, Kizaridis when he's at it, Cammy Devlin. This team has a squad full of heroes. Blair Spittle, when he had to come in and help the team, did it. Jamie McCart, every time he's been called upon. Craig Gordon hasn't played as much as he wanted. The save he made at Dundee. So right across the season, every single player, when they've been called upon, has stepped up, and that's the reason why they're in the position they're in. And that epitomises it tonight, just the fact that Frankie Kent not played as much as he would have wanted to. Hearts struggling. And it's the guy that's came in to replace probably he is one of the best players in that team in Craig Halkett. Super proud of them. Can they now go on and get another couple of goals? And then you just see what happens at Fir Park.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting in the second half. Darren, you've been keeping an eye on the Celtic game. What have you made of their performance in the first 45?
I think the half is a microcosm of what it's been like under Martin O'Neill. They haven't performed well at all in the game, but what they do have and what they've shown is they just know how to hang in a game. Motherwell have been by far the better team, dominated the ball, haven't created all that much Motherwell, but certainly had the better to play. But Celtic hang in there and ultimately get a goal back just before half time. Diza Maeda continues the form he's under, and now it's back onto a knife edge again. But it kind of is a real summary of how it's been for Celtic all season.
It's a good point. Actually, it's quite a fortunate goal in terms of the build-up. So it was a great tackle from Motherwell player. It went straight to Maeda, but it was class, that finish, you'd have to say. And of course, we saw that from him last weekend. We'll get more from the guys at the commentary matches in a couple of minutes. There is another game taking place this evening. Andy Burke is at Ibrox. Rangers at home to Hibs. What's happening, Andy?
Half-time, Kenny, it's Rangers 1, Hibs 1. A fairly entertaining game given the low stakes, certainly from a Rangers perspective, not so for Hibs. And Hibs made a fantastic start. They looked very dangerous on their counter-attack from the off, and they got the opening goal on 4 minutes. Jordan Obita put a ball into the box. Martin Boyle got ahead of the marker and volleyed home from about 8 yards. Great finish. He loves a goal against Rangers. That's his fourth goal in his last 5 Premiership starts against Rangers. Well taken, and he had a couple of more half chances, couldn't quite get his shots away, but Hibs were looking dangerous in the break. But as the half is wore on, Rangers have started to take control, and they've really made Raphael Salinger in the Hibernian goal work hard. He made good saves from Tail Lascard and Yusuf Chermiti, and one fantastic save from Connor Barron, who let fly with a volley from all of 25 yards. Looked like it was destined for the top corner, but Salinger threw himself to his left and got fingertips on it to tip it round the post. Fantastic save, but Rangers did get the breakthrough 4 minutes before half time. Asgard was brought down on the edge of the box. He dusted himself, he stood up, and he lashed a ferocious shot into the top corner, giving the goalkeeper no chance. And you would have to say at the break, 1-1 just about right, I would say. Rangers starting to take control as a half wore on, but Hibs have got the pace up there to cause Rangers problems on the break, so we are all square.
Andy, just a couple of questions for you there. Your line obviously broke up when we were coming to you for the team news before 8 o'clock. What sort of attendance is there tonight? What's the general atmosphere, would you say, among the home fans?
I would say, listen, I am terrible at guessing attendances, so if I get this within 20,000, I'll be doing well. But
large gaps. Are there large gaps?
There's large gaps. I'm going to take a wild guess and say there's maybe 30,000 fans here tonight, Kenny. It's certainly far from a full house, and I think that's to be expected given the kind of feeling around the club after that defeat at Celtic Park on Sunday. It's not a fantastic atmosphere, but the Rangers fans have done their best. It's not been completely moribund. They have been a bit of noise. Obviously the ultras there behind the goal have created a din throughout, and Rangers have started up in the game as the game has went on, and as I say, started to take a bit of control. But other than the goal, I think the biggest cheer of the night was that what ultimately turned out to be a surprise appearance from James Tavernier before the game. Of course, we expected him to make his last home appearance after 11 years with the club today. We were quite shocked when the team sheet came out and he wasn't on it. We understood he wasn't at the stadium, and then WWF style he appears out of nowhere to get his pre-match presentation from the great John Gregg. So yeah, a really bizarre build up to this game, but Rangers managing to get themselves level at half time. Yeah, I don't think anything would surprise Rangers fans anyway. We'll get more on that later. Tom gave us a wee insight into what's going on there. Clearly a fallout between the manager and the departing James Tavernier. Let's then get back to George. Hit me with it. Yep.
Well, I gave one version of the story. There's as I've known throughout journalism, two sides to every story. So we haven't heard the James Tavernier side yet.
Right, well maybe get that later in the programme. I know you're digging away at that, but it's an interesting story. Of course, the big stories of the night are at Fir Park and at Tynecastle. Let's get to Alan Preston at that game at Tynecastle. Alan, it was a nervy old start, wasn't it? But Hearts look very much in control now.
Yeah, it was really nervy, Kenny. You can imagine the whole crowd. It was brilliant at the start, the atmosphere, but the fans are the same. No one on this side of Edinburgh has been sleeping for a number of weeks, including myself. But tonight, it was very nervy at the start. Falkirk came out the traps. Miller especially was causing concern on the left hand side. Couple of slips, Steinvender early on, then Finlay with an absolute needless pass, and it was a 10-yard pass, 5 yards wide, really poor. But then they got the goal. Kizaridas, great ball in. Frankie Kemp with a bullet header, and then Cammy Devlin, what a player. He's going to be a loss. I believe he's not going to be staying here. It's going to be a massive loss for them, hard to replace. But if that's his swan song, what a way to do it if they can go on and win the title. Yeah. And Hearts have dominated since then. Yeah, very much in control, thanks to Alan. In terms of the game, Pat Bonner at Fir Park, very much in the balance, that one.
Yeah, very much now. Listen, Motherwell played well, as Darren has already indicated. Played very, very well in that first half, dominated a large portion of it. But as the half was going on, Celtic just started to get back into the game, and then, of course, to get their goal. But they had the better chances. I've got to say, Maeda Tonekti initially had a big chance. He elected to cut the ball back when he should have hit the target. Then Maeda had a big chance, broke through in the left-hand side, same position almost as the goal, and he just hit it by the post. And then the second time he gets a little bit of luck and gets but it was a really, really good finish. And then Ingles should have scored with that clash with the goalkeeper. There was a wee talk about should it have been a penalty. Just from a goalkeeper's perspective, I don't think so, because he's moving backwards, so he's always going to come. Bodies are going to come together. Goalkeeper's coming out. He's attacking the ball at his highest point, and the two of them just collide, so I don't think it was a penalty, but Ingles then had a chance on the back on the second phase and really should have put in the ball in the back of the net. And that would be probably against the run of play, I've got to say, in the half, but everything to play for now in this game, because Celtic now know that another goal will put them into that position where they can actually take on Hearts at home. If they don't get the goal, they'll be very, very disappointed. Motherwell, big threat though.
Yeah, it's a very open game. It's a great game. Of course, Celtic shooting towards that big away support behind the goal just in 30 seconds, Tom, before we split frequencies again. We gave it the big build-up before 8 o'clock. The night is delivering, isn't it?
Not half, yeah. It's incredibly tense. That's just in the studio. Just a little factoid for you. So as it stands, Celtic have to beat Hearts by 3 goals on Saturday.
Do you kind of want that to happen now?
Well, I'll give you my factoid first of all.
Right, okay.
Obviously, Hearts, nobody's beaten Hearts by 3 goals this season. The last team to do it was on March 29, 2025. Celtic 3, Hearts 0. Oh. The team before that to beat Hearts by 3 goals was Celtic. The team that before that beat Hearts, you know where I'm going. Celtic. The last 3 times Hearts have lost by 3 goals domestically in the league, it's been Celtic has done it to them.
Right, do you want it to go down to the final day with goal difference being the thing? Would that be the ideal thing?
No!
Right, there you've had your answer. Right,
I'll let Alan answer my question.
Thank you, Alan. Time for a choice of listening again on Radio Scotland for the second half from Tynecastle. Hearts leading Falkirk 2-0. Stick with us. BBC Sounds and 92 to 95 FM. If you're looking for Motherwell against Celtic, that's currently tied 1 apiece. It's a great game. Tune to Radio Scotland Extra Digital and 810 Medium Wave. Both games are available online, bbc.co.uk/Sport Scotland.
Motherwell versus Celtic. The Scottish Premiership. Live on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland.
Welcome back to Fir Park. Celtic have kicked off and immediately got a throw in after O'Donnell headed it out on the far side, needing to get themselves in front. What has Martin O'Neill had in store in the half-time dressing room? Because Motherwell had plenty of the play in that first half, although Celtic did have their chances, including the goal, of course, and need a bit more control in the game, though. Took Motherwell under a bit of pressure. No changes for either side as Nygren goes back to Sinisalo. He goes long, gets underneath the ball, so up to Maeda, ball bounces, O'Donnell into Fadinger, back to Sparrow, who goes all the way through to his own goalkeeper Ward on his left foot. Sends it up to halfway. Slattery comes off his thigh and goes for Nygren. Ingles forward first time, but goes straight to O'Donnell. So Motherwell, Ward in goal. Sparrow, O'Donnell, Katrumbis and Longello the back four. Watt and Fadinger. Side Maswanisi, Slattery, and just as Ward clips it across the Longello on this near side, he's swarmed by Yang and Johnson. Yang slips. Johnson follows up, but given to Trusty by Motherwell, and it's out for a throw in to Celtic on this near side. Celtic with Sinisalo in goal. Johnson, Trusty, Scales and Tierney, Engels and McGregor, Yang and Taneki, Nygren and Maeda. Is Dyson Maeda's 6th goal in his last 4 games, which has Celtic level. Could have had another. Engels probably should have levelled as well, and Celtic may feel, as Packy touched on at half-time, that they might have had a penalty for that Ward challenge on Maeda before Engels hit the bar, but we've not seen a replay of it, so can't say conclusively, but VAR were happy with it as Watt sends it forward towards Maswanisi, and he's pulled back. Liam Scales there. It'll be a free kick to Celtic, and the home fans are irate that that was as blatant a tool as you will see.
Yeah, it was a ball that was played over the top. I think if he hadn't pulled him, it might have been a race, 1v1, and he's got a bit of pace in him, Saeed.
It's Sinisalo to Scales. Scales on his own byline into Nygren, dropping way deep into his own box, and it goes one pass and long for Celtic. It's not the kind of game they want, but Motherwell's pressure is so good. So as it stands, Hearts will take a 3-point lead to Celtic Park on Saturday lunchtime, and Celtic will need to beat them by 3 goals to win the title. They've still got a better chance if they can win this game, and then goal difference wouldn't come into it as McGregor picks up Tierney across now to Tonetke. Second half underway at Tynecastle. Tierney with it, underlapping run, drills the ball across, but it's blocked by Said. Celtic corner now shooting towards the throng of fans they have here behind that goal. Away to our right hand side as we sit in the main stand at Fir Park. And Celtic, not known for their set piece threat, but Engels can certainly whip them right in there.
Yeah, and it's that run from Scales. He was successful early in the season. Probably the quality of the ball in hasn't been the same since Engels was out, but he's back now.
And there is a short option for Tonetke, but I think Engels is just going to send this into the 6-yard box, the near post, and Johnson made the run and got his head onto it, but he was well outside the front post, and he glances it well off target.
Yeah, he just got too much on it. He just needed just a deft touch, and it just come off. His forehead and goes well over the crossbar. He's offside.
Yellow for Maswanise. Flag doesn't go up yet. The Scales makes a challenge anyway, and Celtic win it, but I think he was offside, and Tierney's looking at the far side line, so I'd have to say put your flag up, but we know they like to keep it down and let play go in case there's a goal, and then they can get VAR involved, but we're pretty much in line with it, and I looked offside, although I can never say that's totally conclusive. But Tonetke spins it towards Maeda on the halfway line, holds it in well, Dyson Maeda. Callum McGregor fizzes it along the turf to Yang, doesn't get a hold of the pass, but he's found Johnston regardless. Corner of the box, sends it in, it's behind everyone in a green and white hoop jersey. Header from Tierney, then into McGregor, he's given it to Just, and now Slattery turns brilliantly away from Yang and Nygren, and then he rolls it in behind for Eli Just. Eli Just is up into the penalty area. It's Eli Just for Motherwell. Jack's back in on the right foot, and what a recovery that is from Callum McGregor. Just as Eli Just was pulling the trigger, he gets the foot on the ball behind for a Motherwell corner.
Yeah, if he didn't get back in there, McGregor, that was a goal, because he'd done brilliantly. Just broke the offside trap, down the left-hand side, charging in and goal, does brilliantly to check back onto his right foot, and he's just about to swing the ball around Sinisalo, and there was McGregor just about the vital tackle. And
corner on this near side, Slattery's over it, Longello's offering a pass a few yards away. Motherwell have worked quite a few of them short. They've got a lot of bodies on the edge of the box which aren't being picked up at the moment, and that's where it's going, towards Sparrow, but Johnston read it, manages to glance the header away as the right back was coming in round the back, sent back into the box. Maswanise looked offside. McGregor has to play it away. Longello, not the best touch, but he's made the most of it, gets it away from Nygren, the left back. Longello, brilliant feet, gives it to Eli Just rolls it towards the penalty spot, cut out by Engels, breaks for Trusty, who plays it off Just towards Slattery, sliding challenge from Nygren, doesn't get a hold of it though, and Slattery has the ball. Slattery for Longello, foot in by Celtic, and then Yang under pressure runs out of play. Motherwell throw in, taken quickly by Elliot Watt to Eli Just pauses on the ball, rolls it with the studs to Longello. Two Celtic players there, but neither really affecting it until Johnson decides to go in with a well-timed challenge. Motherwell throw in again.
Yeah, Nygren went to ground earlier there in that situation. He didn't have to, and lost the ball, and keeps Motherwell in possession high up on this left-hand side.
Longello's throw for Slattery, controls on the chest, and a little back heel inside to space, but not to a teammate. Maeda picks up, back to McGregor, who clears, but there's absolutely no one up there for Celtic trying to put pressure on and hold things in. Tonetke now does it, and O'Donnell took every second that was afforded to him there to watch the ball bounce and then play it back to his goalkeeper, and now he gets the return pass. The Motherwell captain for this evening standing in for Paul McGinn.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Motherwell push those almost four players high up the pitch when they have good possession, and they're a real threat over the top areas. And again,
and it's the ball in behind for Just. Alistair Johnson has to get back in, but he is so quick and so strong. Shrugs off Eli Just, finds McGregor, and McGregor into Scales. Motherwell, it's the way they played at Ibrox as well, went with that kind of front line of four almost that just frightened the life out of Rangers, who did get back into the game before. Brilliant winner at the end. Motherwell, and their only win in these post-split fixtures so far, as Yang carries forward for Celtic into the pitch. He's slipped, and it's not for the first time tonight that Kyung-Jun Yang has slipped for Celtic, and he's just a bit frantic, and McGregor goes in with a challenge illegally. John Beaton gives a free kick to Emmanuel Longello. Motherwell will take a breather. Yang just almost just a bit excitable tonight.
Yeah, he could have. He cut back in himself there when all the space was over on the left-hand side. He could have just carried on and picked out a pass.
Here is Elliot Watt. who scored Motherwell's goal after 17 minutes. Given away, but then given away by Celtic, and Fadinger goes after it. Him and Engels challenge for it. Fadinger for side out to Sparrow. Sparrow with a bending ball. It's miscued by Scales, and Trusty has to head it to the edge of the box where Eli Just is. His strike is deflected, and it takes all the pace off the ball as it thuds into the chest of Sinisalo.
Yeah, Celtic very edgy round. When they're in that sort of defensive mode, just round probably about the edge of their box, and that they've been giving away silly passes and just putting Motherwell back in possession at times.
Maida ran away from the ball there. I wonder if the option was to drop in there. There was space for him as Nygren switches it out to Tanecki on the left hand side, and he gets inside his man, but then Longello and Said's.
He's got to do better.
Yeah.
He's got to do better. 1v1 again, loses out.
Yeah, I wonder how long maybe before we see some changes in Celtic. 54 minutes nearly played as Motherwell work it from the goalkeeper to Fadinger inside his own box, into Katrumbis, into Longello. Longello takes it inside and then into Watt across to O'Donnell, and they're just so comfortable playing out in tight positions from their own penalty box. And now it's Slattery out to Sparrow, the right back. He runs across the pitch and then leaves it for Slattery to come back the other way towards the touchline. Slattery halfway up Celtic's half, gives it to side to Sparrow, and they combine with Slattery. Slattery's into the box, takes it inside, hits the turf. Looked like he slipped. Motherwell fans and players are screaming for a penalty here. It did look like he lost his footing.
Yeah, he slipped initially, and then maybe a Celtic player caught him, but initially he was on the way down from that slip. He was going with pace.
You can hear the boos from the home fans. They feel that was a foul, but VAR will inspect it. But it did look, first glance, like really that Slattery just slipped at the crucial moment.
Yeah, he's lost his footing just before there was any contact.
Yeah, VAR have looked and checked. There's Andrew Dallas on VAR tonight, incidentally, and he's happy that it was a slip given away by Celtic. Maswanisi will go after this, but he won't keep it in. Celtic throw in line with the edge of their own penalty area. Celtic just...
It's that movement off the ball. You know, Scales gets the ball, he's looking for a pass. Tonetti's not moving quick enough to get it. If that, you know, and that's the difference between the two teams higher up the pitch.
Motherwell, such a well-drilled, slick outfit. I mean, they've got two full-backs playing at centre-back. They've got a midfielder stroke wing-back playing as a right-back. And it's just doesn't affect them. They all know their jobs to a T. And now John Beaton is having a word with Elliot Watt. I think was kind of protesting about potentially asking the question whether that was a penalty or not on Slattery, but John Beaton explaining it was a slip, and that's been confirmed by the VAR. Motherwell come forward, just looking for Maswanisi, well read by Trusty, and he clears it out on the far side at Motherwell, asking the questions of title chasing Celtic, who fell behind to Elliot Watt. Maida pulled them level before half-time, but Celtic not really had a sniff up the other ends in the second half so far, and we've played 11 minutes of it. McGregor to Tierney. Tierney plays it into the channel, but Maida was putting pressure on O'Donnell. He's so quick, can't get onto it. Katrumbis calmly go to Fadinger. Fadinger away from Nygren, sliding challenge from Yang. McGregor has it. Now Tanecki, he's got a bit of grass in front of him. Tanecki carries it into the box. It's Sebastian Tanecki for Nygren, and it's well recovered by Katrumbis to intercept. Chance is gone for Celtic when McGregor has it again. Won it back. Here is the Celtic captain. He's asking for an option. It's Johnston into Nygren. Nygren, corner of the area, out to this near side, and it's blocked. Yang's ball out for a throw-in.
Yeah, just looking at Tanecki there again, he didn't take the responsibility, did he? You know, he's picked the ball up, he's driving into space, he's driving in, and he then elects to pass the ball to somebody else. Go on yourself and take it on.
Nygren gives it to McGregor. McGregor to Trusty. Trusty across to Scales. And Celtic with the best away record in the league. It's by their usual standards below what they would expect, but struggling on the road here at Fir Park, as so many teams have done. Only Falkirk have won here all season. It's 1-1. Nygren jinks into the area, gives it the pass. Now it's Yang back to Nygren on the edge of the box. Left-footed strike. Oh, what a beauty! Oh, it's a screamer from Celtic's top scorer Benjamin Nygren. He's found the top corner. There's a knee slide in front of the away fans, and Celtic have come from behind despite so much Motherwell pressure to lead. It is Motherwell 1, Celtic 2.
Well, what a strike! What a strike! And I've got to say, it may have took a little nick also just to take it up and over the goalkeeper. I would like to see that one again, but a strike from that man Nygren, incredible. What a season he's had.
And so many of the Celtic fans behind that goal were probably thinking, he's probably barely done anything all game. That's the criticism. He doesn't do enough when he's in midfield, doesn't get enough touches, but when he gets a bit of space, that is what he can do, and that's 21 goals for the season.
Well, a fantastic return. In round that edge of the box, he comes alive, doesn't he? He knows where the goal is, and what a strike that is, and it's turned this game around. And still, I think there's still big moments in this game yet to come from both sides.
And Maeda having a little tussle with Fadiger, and kind of ran into him, and then Fadiger hits the turf.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's happened there. As the ball's played back to the goalkeeper, he kind of almost runs across Maeda to try to block him from going and closing down, and he comes out worst. Maeda's strong. You can see that from the clash he had with the goalkeeper just at the end of the first half, when other players might have been knocked out or wounded. He got up and got on with it.
Well, only Maswanise scored more Premiership goals than Benjamin Nygren. He's got 16 for the season. He was 7 without a goal in the league. Did score in the Scottish Cup semi against St Mirren in extra time, but my, that's a huge goal from the Swedes. One of many this season, but Motherwell still coming forward through Sparrow down the right-hand side. Tierney's under pressure but keeps his cool, gives it to Scales, who in turn keeps calm and rolls it along the byline to Tierney as Sparrow shut down the space. It's a long ball, and Yang and Maeda sprinting after this. O'Donnell under heaps of pressure here. Maeda's going to get onto it. He's done brilliantly, Maeda, but then couldn't take it down with 3 Motherwell players round him. And you can hear the away fans now here at Fir Park as John Beaton issues the yellow card to Tyson Maeda for an over-eager challenge on Katrumbas.
Yeah, he just caught him as he but that's made it all out. He's closing people down. He goes at 100 miles an hour, and if you're in his path, you're liable to get caught, which happened. But
persistent foul, and I think it's the verdict. He needs to be careful, because the last thing they can afford is for him to end up with a red, because this game is far from done. And likewise, if they do hold on or add to their lead for that matter, then here he is closing down the goalkeeper, Maeda, and Yang goes across in the Celtic press on Longello. He plays it up the line for Just. McGregor wins the race, has just tried to play it round him. McGregor being pulled back there. He's done brilliantly to shrug off the Kiwi, and now McGregor carrying it into midfield, gives it to Maeda. Back heel return to Callum McGregor. He's up to the edge of the ball. It's Callum McGregor, thought about it on the right foot, gives it to Nygren, who almost left it for Yang, and the angle runs away from Nygren. Yang now, what a run that was from Callum McGregor. Good feet from Nygren. Nygren in from the right, and he runs into traffic, and now Motherwell can break here through Just, and danger if Trusty can't shut it down. And Yang thought he'd won it back, but he'd done so illegally, and John Beaton awards the free kick to Motherwell just short of halfway.
Yeah, he just put his body between the ball and Just, and I think he just may have caught him and that, but yeah, Celtic know now that he just got to keep working really hard. Don't let Motherwell dominate this game in any way, and they have a chance to come out of this stadium with the 3 points. But there's a lot to go yet. There's a lot going to happen in this game.
Here's Eli Just forward. He was looking to just fizz it into Maswanise and behind, but Maswanise had run across near post side and it went in behind him, and Sinisalo picks up. Celtic this season, I mean, what can you say? They've really not played well overall in this game as they would have liked to. Motherwell have been excellent, but they just find a way so many times.
Yeah, I think the second half they've improved though, I've got to say. Their passing is better, they're sharper, they're at it.
That's a poor pass for Young, but he'll get onto it anyway after Katrumbas kind of misread it, but then he takes it straight back off him, the Australian. And Motherwell have it in their own box. Yeah, just one clean sheet now in their last 8 away games, Celtic. But at the moment, it's not going to matter because they are in front. Switch to Longello. Now it's to Slattery. It's a player who's out of contract at the end of the season. I'm sure he'll have a few suitors, both in Scotland and elsewhere, as well a number of these Motherwell players. They trail 2-1 though against Celtic, live on Sports and BBC Radio Scotland in this epic night in the title race. Hearts still 2-0 up on Falkirk. Said comes in from the right, his pass is poor, and Celtic can clear out for a throw in on the far side.
Yeah, and Negrin just this time taking no chance and just clears his lines. I thought he could have taken it down and made a pass, and there's lots of space for them to go and counter-attack Motherwell, but he just elects to clear his lines from about 20 yards out.
63.5 minutes on the clock. Motherwell 1, Celtic 2. As it stands, we're going to a final day decider at Celtic Park between Celtic and Hearts, with Hearts holding the 1-point advantage as they did before kick-off tonight, but still plenty of football to be played, not least here because Motherwell are far from done as Celtic give up possession midfield. Side forward for Just, comes back, and Celtic clear, and Side has it again. Longello wants to switch and Side's going to try it. Johnston is watching it carefully, and he's won the header, Alistair Johnson, and he's going to win the second ball as well. Terrific from Alistair Johnson. He's got no support though, he's driving up the line. It's an excellent challenge from Fadigar. Martin O'Neill is jumping up and down. He felt that was a foul, but the ball was won, and McGregor clears down the line now. Katrumbas, what a shift he's put in at centre back for Motherwell, having been out for 10 games before coming on as a sub against Hearts. Playing out of position.
Just watching Martin O'Neill down there, he is animated, he is playing every ball and shouting for everything, giving the assist. Lots of variable when things don't go for him.
You love to see it. I mean, he said all season, but recently as well, it's reinvigorated him as a 74-year-old now, being involved in the game, and you can see it. He's right up for it, as you would expect, as Ingles clips one over the top for Taneki could chase, and O'Donnell did really well to just knock it back to his goalkeeper. Fadigar on the edge of his box, good feet from the Austrian. Now O'Donnell back to Wards. Maeda is about, that Wards gets rid of it for Katrumbas. Katrumbas to Longello. Longello up the line for Katrumbas, who's advanced forward, plays it inside. It's well won by Trusty, good strength. The free kick has been given for a pull back on Maswanisi by Austin Trusty.
No, I didn't see that. I couldn't see that. I thought he did really well to just get in front of Maswanisi, and but the referee has given the foul to Motherwell.
Yeah, I agree with you, Packy. I didn't see the pull. Maybe John Beaton had it, well, obviously had a better angle than us on the pitch, so I'll trust the referee, but it looked like it was just a good bit of defending from Trusty. But Motherwell get the free kick, and they looking to now find an equaliser, having led in the first half through Elliot Watt. Here is Elliot Watt.
Yes, Motherwell's turn now to try to get back into this game and trying to settle things down a little bit, get a few passes in. Good play from Watt.
Out to right back Sparrow, his early ball is closed down, breaks for Slattery though, he's got quality, sends it towards the back post, but it's too close to the goalkeeper, Sinisalo, who claims it. What drama this title race has thrown up all season, and it has done so tonight. Celtic falling behind, Hearts racing to a 2-0 lead, Celtic getting back level and now in front. Hearts, I would be surprised if they see the 2-goal lead at home, where they're unbeaten all season from this point of view, but this game very much alive, because Motherwell are not a side that are going to go away. Celtic would love some daylight, but real just love any win by whichever means necessary. Longello, and that's well won by Johnston. It's Yang into Taneki, centre circle, looking to hold off the challenge, and he gets the free kick round about the centre spot.
Yeah, it's got to be quicker though. You know, that was an opportunity for them to really go and get it at Motherwell, and they just again getting caught on the ball, and I'm not having a go at him, but I just think that he's got to do a little bit more. This is such an important game.
Yeah, well, obviously Luke McCowan started the derby, ended up coming off at half time. Celtic, you know, when you look at the bench, the only January signing that is on it is Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain.
Yeah, it's incredible. All those players that they brought in on loan just hasn't got it.
Here comes Said, plays it in behind. Maswanisi's got pace. Scales and Trusty are back. Well, Maswanisi's got it in the box, turns back. He's well wide of goal. Gives it to Just on the edge of the box. Just to Slattery. Slattery can hit them. He gets it onto the right foot and he sends it into the stands.
Yeah, that was good play though from Motherwell. You know, that breaking that offside line again with the pace of Masmonisi down the right hand side, and then just picking out Slattery there as he just didn't make a good connection well over the crossbar. But good play from Motherwell. They're coming back into this game now, and they're going to the bench.
Yeah, and it is Callum Slattery's last act, and it will be his last act as a Motherwell player here at Fir Park. Terrific serving. Club looked after him as well when he had a really bad knee injury, and he's a really terrific footballer. 8 assists this season, 3 goals, great to watch. And he says his goodbyes to the Fir Park faithful because he's out of contract and I think moving on at the end of the season. And Reagan Charles Cook is a man to replace him.
Yeah, I've always been impressed with Slattery. You know, I think he's come in and he's fitted into this team really, really well, playing in those that almost more advanced position, real threat.
Yeah, and he's always been one of the chief foul winners in the Premiership every season he's been playing. He just so quick with the feet in midfield as Celtic go long. Yang put pressure on. Was that a barge? Referee doesn't blow the whistle here. Chance now, and it comes across. Oh, and O'Donnell with a vital interception because Yang and Maida were queuing up for a tap-in. Motherwell wanted the free kick. They felt it was a shoulder to the back from Yang. Referee didn't blow for it.
Yeah, we're far away from it, but it kind of almost looked that way. But referee let it go. I don't know what he's obviously just stopping it now for Celtic making 3 substitutions.
Looks like Ralston, Iheanacho and Hatate down there coming on for Celtic. Yep, so Benjamin Nygren, who as it stands his 21st goal of the season, is the match winner. Still 20 minutes plus stoppage time to play. Nygren off, and Alistair Johnson also coming off. That must be a minutes managed thing. On comes Anthony Ralston, and Kelechi Iheanacho, who hasn't scored many, hasn't been fit often, but the goals he has scored have been important. Tenetki comes off, and Hatate is on in midfield.
Yeah, just Hatate is obviously going into that position where Nygren played. I think the big one is Johnson coming off with Ralston. Ralston's, you know, he'll do a job, but he's not Alistair Johnson, that's for sure. And then Iheanacho up front, always a goal in the Iheanacho. And Maeda going out onto the left-hand side.
The home fans trying to urge their team to get back into this game. They have been really good, as they often have been this season. Haven't always got the results, but consistency they've delivered week on week has been something the likes of which not many Motherwell teams have produced over the club's long history. Wearing their 140th anniversary kit this evening as Ralston gets into the action, plays it up the line. Immediately Yang is under pressure from Longelo. He goes back to Ralston, who just gets rid of it, smashes it long. Katrumbis' header down to the feet of Elliot Watt. Elliot Watt, won by Iheanacho. Good challenge on the midfielder from the Celtic striker. Now Scales plays it into the path of Hatate, who's at halfway. He plays it forward to Maeda, who's now on the left. He's got so much pace as Sparrow tries to get back, but then he's blazed the ball well over Iheanacho and out for a throw-in on this near side.
Yeah, again, it kind of sums up Maeda. You know, he gets into a great position. You looked as if, he's going to have pace there, he's going to take the player on. He elects to cross it, but oh my word, the cross was almost about 20 feet in the air.
Only once in the last 8 games have Motherwell managed to score more than 1 goal. If they had more firepower up the other end of the pitch, then, which is silly to say because they have the league's top scorer in their ranks, but in terms of other options, goal scoring, then who knows where the season could have taken them. But sometimes you struggle to get the goals their overall play sometimes deserves. Celtic, on the other hand, have probably had the overall clearer chances, and Engel steps onto it as Maeda made a nuisance of himself. He's made the underlapping run, doesn't reach him as Tierney tried to force it through. Down the line for Tierney now, back, and Hatate, Scales, McGregor. Celtic setting up a final day decider against the league leaders' Hearts at Celtic Park on Saturday lunchtime as it stands. You can listen to that live on Sportsound on BBC Radio Scotland. The job not yet done. A draw as it stands for Celtic would take it to the final day, but they need a 3-goal win over Hearts, whereas any win will do if they get the job done just now, which they are 20 minutes or so away from completing. But Motherwell are not a side you can write off, especially here at Fir Park.
It was a huge 20 minutes in their season. Celtic, of course, for Motherwell also, if they could get something out of this game. But I think from Celtic's perspective, you know, being 2-1 up now, can they control the game? Can they finish it off?
And it's sent over to the far side. Sparrow back to O'Donnell, plays it in first time, curling ball overside, away by Trusty. Bounces in front of Watt. Oh, and he's miscued it. And Iheanacho, he's not going to have the pace, but he's going to go from halfway inside his own half. It's Kelechi Iheanacho, and it drifts well wide of the target in the end. The angle from here looked like it was perhaps dropping underneath the bar, but it was curling well off target as he tried a Kenny McLean.
Yeah, well, listen, it was worth going for it. I thought he could have even controlled it and slipped Maeda in and a 1v1, but may not have been successful in a 1v1 also. So I think it was worth having a go. Would have been incredible if he had scored that one. That summed up the season many ways. Outstanding goals all over the place.
Fadinger picks up for Motherwell. Jens Bertalascu is waving at him as if to say, get the diagonal onto Maswanisi out on this near side, because he's got only Ralston for company. It's brought into midfield by Sparrow, back to Callum Ward, who's 45 yards from his goal. Longelo to Katrumbis. Katrumbis trying to squeeze it up the line, and it's run out of play for a Celtic throw-in. Motherwell losing here. Means Hibs really have to win to take it to the final day in terms of Europe.
Sorry, I'm just looking at I think Young's indicated to Martin O'Neill that he's struggling. He needs to come off, and that James Forrest would probably the one that would come on.
Yeah, or maybe Cowan as well, but Forrest is a way to warm up perhaps, as Engels collects in the centre circle for Celtic. Oh, it's a poor pass as Yang was in a good position, and it's up now to Maswanisi, and tussling with Trusty, and Engels fires it back to his goalkeeper. The Motherwell fans felt there was some manhandling there from Austin Trusty. It's not given by John Beaton, and Rio Hatate knocks it to Tierney. Celtic need to use all their experience, title-winning nous, of which there is a ton of in this squad and on the bench. Martin O'Neill looking for his 4th title as Celtic manager. Well, he's not had much luck in final day deciders. 3 titles in his first spell, 1 going away. 2 times it went to the final day, lost out to Rangers, including here at Fir Park in the famous Helicopter Sunday.
I'll tell you what, that was brilliant.
Goes forward to mine, I just couldn't quite get onto it.
That was good play from Celtic, just building the game up. Ball's played up to Iheanacho, and he just turns brilliantly and tries to pick that true pass from Maeda, and it was good defending at the end of the day from, I think it was Stephen O'Donnell that might have been the one that intercepted the pass, and if he didn't, it was really good play.
Elliot Watt curls it out to Sparrow, first time ball for Charles Cook. Charles Cook right hand side of the box, Scales comes across, it's a wonderful ball inside, and it falls for Just going back away from goal, and then the flag belatedly goes up against the Motherwell player, and so is that Tierney down as well, and Yang as well.
Tierney down and Yang's down, both of them looked as if they're struggling. Tierney normally doesn't last the pace, doesn't last 90 minutes. He's down stretching, but Yang's the one that probably will be going off here if you can get a player ready in time, because that's been indicated for a while.
Well, Celtic had 2 subs left to make, made 3 and they made them in the 1 goal. Yang stretching off, Tierney stretching off. This is Kieran Tierney's 51st appearance of the season, so you know it's been a long time since he hit the 50 game mark in a campaign, and James Forrest is going to be coming on for Yang, and I can only imagine if Tierney doesn't shake that off, he's back on his feet and move, and then Marcelo Sarachi will not be too far behind James Forrest. Left back, on loan from Boca Juniors, but this is a time for coaches to get instructions on. You got Sean Maloney and Mark Fotheram out there giving instructions to the Celtic players as they take on water. Likewise, Bertalascu talking to Maswanisi and Mongello and Just. And here comes the 2 changes. So it's James Forrest for Hyunjin Yang, and it is Marcelo Sarachi and his wild locks of hair. He now slicks back as he gets ready to come on for Kieran Tierney, and that will be Celtic's 5 subs used.
Yeah, well, listen, what is it, 12 minutes to go or so in this game, plus maybe a bit extra time. both of them are capable. Forrest coming on, we know what he can do. Sarachi also. So that's what the bench is for.
As it stands, Hibs will have a chance of usurping Motherwell in fourth on the final day. However, they need to overcome a goal difference of 9 at Easter Road. So Motherwell fancy themselves to finish the job in Leith. If Hibs win though, and it goes down to 1 point, and they could still get a winner at Ibrox. It's currently 1-1, 2-0 still at Tynecastle between Hearts and Falkirk. Celtic holding up their end of the bargain now after falling behind after 17 minutes to Elliot Watts. Great strike from the edge of the box. Maeda level before the break. Nygren with a beauty into the top corner in the second half just before the hour mark. And it is Motherwell 1, Celtic 2 live on Sports and on BBC Radio. Scotland in the title race. 12 minutes plus stoppage time left for Celtic to see this victory out and get themselves to Celtic Park Saturday lunchtime with a chance to beat Hearts and lift a 14th title in 15 seasons. Motherwell will have something to say about that as Saeed turns on halfway. McGregor straight onto him, but Saeed is really tidy with his work. He keeps the ball and fires it across the Katrumbas. The makeshift centre half. Square for O'Donnell. O'Donnell to Sparrow, then Just back to O'Donnell. Celtic back in their shape.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen Just playing the ball backwards. Normally he opens up when he gets in between the lines.
It definitely moved Maswanisi over to play off Tony Ralston here. Motherwell is he was playing through the middle before, is sliced out by Scales. Motherwell throw in, edge of the Celtic penalty area, thrown to Charles Cook, into Tom Sparrow. Oh, brilliant feet, he's into the box. It's Tom Sparrow, cuts it back. Oh, and the touch is poor from Saeed. Strike from distance, takes a deflection off the bar, and then the header from Maswanisi. It was heading in, and Sinisalo with a save on the line. Incredible. The goalkeeper holds it. Motherwell thought they'd levelled.
Wow. That's the bit of luck probably the Celtic needed, but even the goalkeeper didn't go to ground when the ball goes over the top of him. He was able to stand up and react then to the header. This game's had everything, really.
Utterly incredible. It took a wicked deflection, that shot. Dropped onto the crossbar, back to Maswanisi, headed it on target. And Sinisalo, but now it's a chance for Charles Cook. He's running towards the edge of the box. Trusty goes across, makes the block, and it's behind for a Motherwell corner, and the home fans smell blood here.
Yes, incredible end to the game. 10 minutes left in regular time, and Motherwell on front foot just now, putting Celtic under severe pressure.
Corner far side, and Motherwell going to make a double change. Liam Gordon at centre half is on for Katrumbas, and Sam Nicholson is going to replace Ibrahim Said.
Well, he gives it a lot of height, doesn't he? Liam Gordon coming in for a corner here. Where he's going right into that sort of almost edge of the 6-yard box. Iheanacho, I think, has been given the job of picking him up.
Final 9 minutes plus stoppage time. Celtic 2, Motherwell 1 at Fir Park. The home side trailing, but with a corner over on the far side. They've sent the big man Liam Gordon on. They're loading the 6-yard box. In swinger from Just, headed away by Trusty to the edge of the box, sent back in. Then Scales meets it. Fadinger off the top of his head. Iheanacho challenging. And it comes to Watt though. Elliot Watt to Sparrow. Sparrow across to Eli Just on the far side. Just looking for Charles Cook and finds him. Gives it back to Just. The brilliant block by Hatate to sniff the danger as the space opened up for the shot. Now it's Watt, flat ball headed away. O'Donnell picks up halfway up Celtic territory. Everyone bar the goalkeeper for Motherwell in Celtic's half. Incredible scenes here at Fir Park. The home side's desperate to get back on level terms. Charles Cook fiddles round. He's run through a gap. Hatate sliding challenge, misses the ball and the man. And now Scales nips in, good challenge. And here comes James Forrest. He's into traffic here, and Iheanacho takes it off him. Now it's back to Hatate, and Celtic just at sixes and sevens trying to get back in their shape, and Callum McGregor calms things down after a series of moments where they had to repel Motherwell from their penalty box. Sarachi comes in the field and goes back to Sinisalo under a bit of pressure, and the Celtic goalkeeper's just going to send this long towards Forrest. Forrest takes it down brilliantly on the right foot. Excellent touch. Engels under pressure. And it goes to Ralston, who drops it over the top. O'Donnell's underneath it as Iheanacho was trying to put him under pressure. Excellent from Hatate, and he's found Iheanacho. Can't get it out of his feet. Motherwell claiming for a handball, and he's been fouled by O'Donnell here. Kelechi Iheanacho, no, the free kick's going the other way anyway for the handball. Motherwell take it quickly. It's absolutely frenetic stuff here. Sam Nicholson, over halfway on the right-hand side. Dancing in fields. Gives it to Fadinger. Fadinger out to Sparrow on the right touchline. Celtic retreat behind the ball. Here's Fadinger. Fadinger out to Sparrow. Charles Cook rolls it with the studs, looking for a crossing opportunity. Sparrow, Celtic closing down the space. Back to Charles Cook. Charles Cook comes in the field, gets it back. It's Charles Cook edge of the box, taken off him by Just. It's Eli Just! Save is excellent from Sinisalo down to his right. What a stop that is from the Celtic goalkeeper.
Oh my word, what a save. I've got to say, right hand down to his right side, dive square to the path of the ball. Great strike it was.
Floated in by Just, headed away by Sarachi. Helped on its way by Hatate, intercepted by Maeda, but can't control it. Celtic can't get their foot on the ball here. 6 minutes left of the 90 minutes. Cross in to Liam Gordon. It falls now for Tamando Maswanise. Blocked by Scales. Maswanise save, and it's in! Motherwell have scored! Liam Gordon has equalised for Motherwell. The big centre half, Jordan Striker, buries in the bottom corner. It's a huge blow for Celtic. It is Motherwell 2, Celtic 2. Let's go to Tynecastle.
It's still 2-0 to Hearts here, but the noise has just erupted once again when that news of the Motherwell equaliser has come through. We've only got 8 minutes left to play here, plus a few minutes of added time. But Hearts at the moment lead by 2-0. Goodness knows what's going to happen between now and the next 10 minutes.
Paki Bonner, that goal for Motherwell.
Yeah, I did say there was going to be a big moment in this game. Motherwell had pinned Celtic back. They were creating chances. Obviously, the goalkeeper Sinisalo came up with an unbelievable save just moments before. Again, in that situation, he came up with a save, but the ball fell to Liam Gordon. Who was it to put it in the back of it? Liam Gordon, the substitution, comes on the pitch, stays up the pitch for all of that attack and sticks the ball into the back of the net. But oh my word, this game's had everything, I've got to say.
And Celtic's mentality has been tested here, and James Forrest going as a solo run down the right hand side, and he's won a corner kick for his team. Talking about trying to make something happen, Celtic's most decorated player there, no one was stopping him getting to the byline. Eventually the block goes in, and it will be a corner to Celtic. How many times have they dug themselves out of a hole? They're going to have to do it again here. Motherwell 2, Celtic 2, as we hit nearly 86 minutes. Corner will be delivered on this near side. Going to be the right foot outswinger. It's poor, headed away by Maswanise at the near post. Sarachi plays it back out to this near side. Sent in, Engels flat. It's not a great ball. Longello helps it away. And now it's Motherwell's turn to defend as Sarachi goes out to Rio Hatate on the left hand side. As it stands, Celtic are going to have to beat Hearts by 3 goals on Saturday if they want to lift the title, unless they can find a winner here at Fir Park. Here it is, Ralston to Forrest on this right hand side. James Forrest, they're doubling up on him. He goes down the outside, but he's got no support. Then he runs back and inside, then he gives it to Ralston. Tony Ralston stays on his feet, dinks it to the back post, but he's put too much on it. It goes over everyone, and Charles Cook will get to it on the far side, and he'll try and keep it in, or win the throw in, and he has managed it as well. Brilliant from the Motherwell substitute.
Yeah, just a game that sums up this season. Excitement, tension, goals. Motherwell now going to the bench, trying to kill this game off. I still think there's going to be a big moment still in this game. I know it's getting into that last probably 3 minutes normal time. There will be probably about 5 or 6 minutes of extra time to play in this.
Yeah, and Motherwell with Hibs drawing at Ibrox still on the cusp of 4th place in European football, and Eli Just and Tawanda Maswanise make way for Callum Hendry and Oscar Priestman, and they get a standing ovation here at Fir Park.
Yeah, rightly so. I just think he's a fabulous little player. Fits so well into the team and the way that they play.
And spare a thought for Sinisalo, some heroics for Celtic. Save and a block as well before Liam Gordon eventually turned that into the back of the net. Incredible. Headed forward by McGregor. Celtic with so much to do here. Scales into McGregor and Ralston under pressure from Callum Hendry, has to go back to Sinisalo. What have Celtic got? Goal at Tynecastle, Brian McLaughlin.
And it's another goal for Hearts. Blair Spittle on target. A 1-2 played out in the right hand side. I think it was with Shankland. The ball cut back to Spittle and he drove the ball low beyond Dogarth and into the back of the net. It's 3-0 Hearts. 3 points for Hearts, and this could be huge in terms of the goal difference come this weekend. Hearts 3, Falkirk 0.
Cross comes in, it's onto the roof of the net. Thanks, Bry. Well, means Celtic are going to have to win by 4 on Saturday now.
Yeah, it's a tall order, I've got to say, against a team that doesn't give up too much, and not in their best bet if they could sneak a goal in the last. I don't know what's coming in here for. Looking down at the touchline here to see is how many minutes is going to be added on.
Yeah, we're in the 90th minute here at Fir Park. It is Motherwell 2, Celtic 2. Motherwell led, we're behind and have equalised in the second half of high drama in the title race. And Celtic looked like they were going to grind out a victory after Nygren's goal just before the hour mark, but Motherwell just keep playing the way they play, trust their principles, trust each other. And it was the unlikely hero in the box, Liam Gordon, who's brought them level and is going to, at the moment, secure European football for them come the summer. Terrific achievement. And we're potentially looking at 5 added minutes, but it's Motherwell coming forward as Scales side puts it away. Hatate up to Iheanacho, and the fourth official puts up 5 added minutes to play at Fir Park. Celtic free kick in their own half. 5 minutes for Celtic to save this and give themselves a chance on Saturday, a big chance.
Yeah, that's it. They always come up with late goals, as we know, but it's going to be a tall order to try to score 4 against Hearts. But is it 4, or do you have to score 2 and they will be? It's 4 goals in total, isn't it?
It's McGregor who slides in, and it's up to Sparrow, and now Charles Cook's trying to break with Sarachi, and Scales get back, and it goes through to Sinisalo. And yeah, the goal difference is was 3 coming in, advantage to Hearts, so that's going to go to 6. So Celtic.
So if Celtic scored 3,
if Celtic scored 3, it would be level. It would be level on goal difference, and Celtic would win it on goals scored, I think. So
yeah, so it's still there to you know.
Yeah, at the moment, because Hearts scored 66, Celtic on 69. So it would still a tall order for Celtic. Can they find something here? Ralston challenging with Hendry, and it's Motherwell doing the attacking. Nicholson, good feet, tackled by Ralston, and it's a Motherwell throw in. We've played the first minute and a half of the 5 added, and Celtic can't even get out their own half right now. Longello is going to take this throw in.
I don't know why Iheanacho's going all the way back to almost the edge of his box. Stay up the pitch. You need a goal.
Longello throws it to Priestman, gets it back. Longello, oh, what a turn that is into the box. Celtic get the challenge in, and then it's going to be a free kick to Celtic for a late one, and now Ralston is having a go, and then there's a little kick out by, is that Elliot Watt there on the ground. He felt he was fouled. John Beaton disagreed, and then there's a little kick out, and Ralston and Watt having words here, and Celtic need cool heads here. They got 2.5 minutes to score a goal, which would win a win on Saturday would be enough. Right now It's going to need to be a big win against Hearts unless they can find a goal. They go back to Trusty, and then Sinisalo, two pressing the Celtic goalkeeper, but he gets it away to Scales. Oh, it's a poor touch, and Charles Cook now into the Ox. He keeps it on the byline. Chance for Motherwell to win it. Oh, he cuts it back and it evades a teammate. And it's now Priestman. Celtic rattled here, getting themselves in all sorts of bother. Out to the right hand side, and Sparrow into Charles Cook, and the back heel return is out for a goal kick. 2 minutes left. Can Celtic find something? It is 3 left to play at Tynecastle. Hearts 3, Falkirk 0. And so Hearts going to take a 3-point lead to Celtic Park with a goal difference advantage of 6 to defend on the final day. And it is out for a throw into Motherwell. Celtic can't get anything going, and that game, half 12 kickoff, live on Sportsound on BBC Radio Scotland. What a season it has been. And is there one final twist? Can Celtic find a winner? They don't look like finding a winner, as Trusty clears. Sarachi can't get onto it. Watt balloons it forward. Trusty leaves it, hoping it would go out. It didn't go out. Oh, it's a handball against Nicholson, but Celtic still unable to get going. And Hibernian have scored a last-minute winner at Ibrox. It is Rangers 1, Hibernian 2. So Motherwell, as Leeds, is going to be down to 2 points before the final day decider between them and Easter Road. So European football not now secured for Motherwell unless they can find a winner. Final 30 seconds. Maeda heads it to Iheanacho, trying to take on and turn the edge of the box. O'Donnell, good strength and clearance. This might be the last chance for Celtic. We've seen it so many times down the years. They've dug themselves out of a hole. But is this Celtic team the same as those champion teams over the last 15 years? Have they got it in them to find a winner here at Fir Park? It's going to be a throw-in on this near side, flung into the near post, headed away by Motherwell. Is it going to go for a corner? No, it's going to be another throw-in. There's a clash of heads, and John Beaton's going to have to stop play here. The drama continues. Incredible stuff. It has been a fitting finale over these 2 games. Instalment 1 has been breathtaking. Hearts running out comfortable winners. We're about to against Falkirk. Celtic being held here, but VAR are asking for this to be delayed. So John Beaton is going to get some communication here from Andrew Dallas after that challenge in the box. So we'll see if this comes to anything.
Wow.
It was an aerial challenge, I think. Was it on Trusty who was up?
Would you?
And so it's we await to see what the verdict is here. There's almost a stunned silence falling over Fir Park here. Full time at Tynecastle. Hearts have beaten Falkirk by 3-0. It is Motherwell 2, Celtic 2. We've played a minute over the 5 allocated full time, and so VAR is checking a potential penalty here for Celtic.
Oh my word, what an end this would be.
With the last kick of the game. This is quite incredible. Motherwell fans all around us can't
believe my
it.
word.
John Beaton is coming to the monitor. John Beaton has been called across the monitor. This is a quite astonishing end here at Fir Park. John Beaton is looking.
Oh my word.
He's going to be pouring over.
I'm just looking at the monitor here so beside us also. I'm looking at replay.
So Pat, you can describe it when you see what John Beaton can see.
Yeah, well, what I've seen is that I think Trusty's turned back into the ball, and he's almost either his elbow or he's hit him with his head. And this
penalty given!
Oh my
Celtic
God.
Penalty!
Oh my word! Oh my word!
Incredible! 6 minutes over the 90. John Beaton said to the monitor, we're now at 97 and the penalty has been given to Celtic, and the chance is going to come for the defending champions.
His arms up, his elbows up, but
hopes alive.
I don't know if there's enough in it for a penalty. I'm just looking at it. Obviously the referees and the VAR has called it.
And it's Liam Scales who's currently
it won't be
holding the
Liam
ball.
Scales. It will definitely not be Liam Scales who's going to take this penalty.
Callum McGregor, who wants it here? And there's now a lengthy delay. Motherwell players getting involved, and there's yellow card flashes at Longello and Trusty, and Motherwell players just incensed here that this decision has gone against them. And now it's going to be Kelechi Iheanacho, a player who has scored not many big goals for Celtic, but big goals.
This is the biggest moment in his Celtic career. There's not been long, but
can he be the decisive man again to go to Celtic Park on the final day with the best chance to win another title? It's Kelechi Iheanacho to win it for Celtic. He scored! Bottom corner! Absolute bedlam in the away end! And Celtic have been given an almighty lifeline in this title race, and Motherwell are absolutely second after a tremendous performance. But Kelechi Iheanacho has won it for Celtic with a clock and 98.5 minutes of full-time whistles gone. Celtic fans are on the pitch, Celtic players on their backs, Motherwell surrounding the officials. It is complete and utter bedlam. Fans spilled on. We don't like to see this, as stewards now come on and try and usher them back in. Oh, it's just an incredible end to this game at Fir Park, fitting for this utterly compelling Premiership season. Martin O'Neill now walks onto the pitch, and Motherwell fans venting their fury at the officiating. And VAR has had a massive say at the end here. And Iheanacho, Pat Bonner, at the end, calm as you like, bottom corner.
Showed real bravery to go up and take that penalty, using all his experience, his ability to stick it into the corner net. But I've never seen an ending like this in my complete history of football. The last kick of the game, a penalty, controversial, I've got to say, and VAR, that word VAR has stepped in to incredible.
And now the Celtic players go across, the fans have gone back into their seats, the stewards have done a good job of ushering them back in, and now the Celtic players go over and celebrate. They have gotten out of jail big time here at Fir Park, and they found a way. An incredible end, and we are going to have a final day shootout at Celtic Park between Hearts and Celtic. Celtic, if they win, claim the title. Hearts needing only to avoid defeat. Wow!
Well, this is going to be talked about for all week. We'll be talking about it now after the game when the guys have seen it in the studio. They've analysed it probably. We've seen it very briefly here, and it's just an incredible end. You know, the game itself, I thought Celtic played much better in the second half. Motherwell then got that 10-minute period where they pinned them back, got their goal, and it looked as if it was going to be all over from Celtic's perspective. They would have to win 3, I think it was 3 goals. They would have to win by now. They have a real chance to go on and win it, and you can imagine the feeling up in Edinburgh also, in Tynecastle. But it's all about VAR. That is the question at the moment.
The story of this season, if Celtic go on and win the title, Kelechi Iheanacho, 4 of his 5 Premiership goals have been late winners. Incredible composure to roll it into the bottom corner, and he and the Celtic players are taking the acclaim. Some flares, green flares going off in the upper deck, the stands packed with the Celtic fans as the Motherwell players go round and applaud the home fans. Their final home game of the season. They thought they had European football sewn up when Liam Gordon equalised, with Hibs drawing at Ibrox, only for Hibs to win it late and Celtic to win it late here. which means that's all to play for at Easter Roads on the final day in the battle for 4th place. Motherwell will fear they deserved an awful lot more from this game. But how many times have we said it down the years? Celtic were not good tonight, but they've scored 3 goals and dug it out. And they head now for the dressing room. And the feeling in there will be utter relief and elation. An incredible season, just keeps getting more dramatic, more astounding. And we have a final day shootout at Celtic Park between Hearts, the pretenders, the underdogs, and the serial winners. What a finale. Simply sensational. Full time here at Fir Park. It ended Motherwell 2, Celtic 3.
This Scottish